through. We're on this day. We get through today and we'll be on the other side of the week. So that's good. Hey, listen, so how's your week going? How are the things going? Monday, you've been through Monday, you've been through Tuesday, you got Wednesday to go through. So how's it going for you? Let me know. Put it in the comments if you would. Or you could even, direct message me if you'd want, or send me an email. My email address, I think, is in the comments or in the descriptions. So you could do that. But I'm interested. How's your week going? And what's going on? What's on your mind? Are you living for the weekend or just for today? I mean, that's a good question, right? How are you living? For the weekend or just for today? Hey, listen, you've tuned into Coffee with Wes. My name is Wes. I'm the interim pastor at the First Baptist Church of Cutler. And this is April the 30th, 2025. Wednesday, April the 30th, 2025 is the last day of April. Tomorrow we begin May. And so I think we can say January, February, March, April. I think we can say that the year 2025 is 1/3 over already. Just 2/3 to go. And then we'll be saying hello to 2026. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's live each day for the blessings that God has for us each and every day. All right, let me catch you up real quick on what's going on this week in our study. And our study is focusing around the idea that God is at work in our lives, providing for our needs. And that's a good topic to be thinking about. So we're in 2 Kings, and we're looking in the life of Elisha. So a widow has come to Elisha. She has a great need. Her husband, who was a faithful servant of God, he was one of the individuals, one of the prophets in the school of the prophets. He was an upright, righteous person, but he died. And he left behind a family, and he left behind debts. And the creditors were threatening to take this widow woman's sons as their slaves, which was a common occurrence in that day. So that's her situation. And so she's in desperate need. So she goes to Elisha, the man of God, probably the one that may have been in charge of the school of prophets. I don't know, but he was at the least a very influential person. And she thought, well, maybe he can help, through the Lord. The Lord can help through him or whatever. She doesn't know what to do. So Elisha, rather than asking her what she doesn't have, he asked her what she does have. What's in your hands? What do you have that you can do something with? And she thinks for a moment and she says, well, I don't have anything. And Elisha, this is my paraphrase, and Elisha says to her, well, think hard. You must have something. Oh, yes, I have a little bit of oil. And then Elisha instructs her, and listen to this instruction in verse 4, 2 Kings chapter 4 in verse 3. 2 Kings chapter 4 and verse 3. Listen to this. He says to her, go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. So he gives her this strange instruction, right? Collect empty jars from your neighbors. And by doing that, she's taking a risk, you see, because can you just imagine this? Someone tells you, hey, listen, go to your neighbors, knock on their doors, and ask them if they've got any empty containers. You have any Tupperware containers I can use? And your neighbors will probably say yes, but they're going to ask you, well, why do you want them? What are you doing? What are you going to do with them? And so that would give her opportunity to recount her story, her plight, her situation. Maybe she's embarrassed by it. Maybe she doesn't want everybody to know. But here we find Elisha telling her to go and ask her neighbors, take a risk. Surely she's facing embarrassment or potentially facing embarrassment. And at the very least, she's involving other people in the need that she has. Anyway, because a lot of times we want to take care of things ourselves. We don't want anybody to know. We don't want to bother anybody. We don't want to share the circumstances with anybody because, the situation may have been of our own doing. And so we don't really want to go into all of that. But here we go. She involves others in her need. And the bottom line is that she obeys Elisha completely. Okay, so this is what we need to know for today about God providing for our needs. Here it is. Obedience oftentimes precedes breakthrough. Obedience before results. Even when God's instructions don't seem to make sense, we're called upon to trust him, be obedient to him. And sometimes the miracle that we're looking for is on the other side of an act of faith. Obedience opens the door for God to move, to do his thing. Here is the thought for today. Here's what I want you to think about as you go about your day today. God blesses those who take the steps of faith, even when the pathway is unclear. God blesses those who take steps of faith, even when the pathway is unclear. And sometimes it's just a little bit of step, a little bit of faith that we take, but God blesses each and every aspect of our faith. All right, folks, have a great Wednesday. We may get some thunderstorms this afternoon. I don't know. Right now, everything looks kind of wet. But we're going to get through the day. We're going to look forward to this day and look forward to tomorrow. But until then, have a great day. See you again real soon, and bye for now.